Good morning to all. I feel duty bound to express my gratitude. And when I say my gratitude, also not my own personal, but also in the name of the Secretariat for the Synod. And do you know who is the president of this Secretariat? The Holy Father. No? The Secretariat for the Synod is different from the other dicasteries. Other dicasteries, the one for the clergy, for education, they are led by a prefect. I am only a secretary, a general secretary. The reason is because the boss is the Holy Father. So when I am expressing my gratitude, even on his behalf, because now 2 years down the line, in this particular special synod, we arrived at this moment because of you. Had it not been for the support, collaboration that we met with you, my brothers in the priesthood, with you, synodal equips, we would not have made it. And we still need you. We still need you to complete this project. The Holy Father all the time stresses the fact that the Synod is not an event anymore, but it is a process. The process started in October 21, and don't expect that it will conclude in October 24. It will go ahead. Because as much as it was important, the preparatory phase, the celebration of the Synod, also the implementation phase is important. So I would like to underline two moments. The next Synodal Assembly for bishops and the implementation phase. Why the next, your collaboration is necessary for the next Bishops' Assembly. Because we are trying to implement the principle of circularity. What do I mean when I say circularity? I mean, this is not a synod that starts from Rome. The past synods started in Rome and finished in Rome. This one is very different because it started from the local churches, from each and every diocese. Then the conclusions, I'm talking about the first phase, no? I mean the conclusions of every diocese, every episcopal conference came to our office, reached our office. We produced the first working document for the Continental Synodal Assembly, and in your case, the assembly that was celebrated in Bangkok. Then after the 7 continental assemblies. Why 7? Somebody told me, but there are 5 continents, not 7, no? Well, because there were 5 continents, but then there was a meeting for the Oriental churches, and there was also the digital continent. So we received 7 reports from every continental meeting, and then we produced the Instrumentum Laboris for the Synod of Bishops. Now, the synthesis report of the Bishops' Assembly was sent back to every diocese. You see how we are trying to implement circularity. Everything started from the diocese, came to the center, and then from the center back to every diocese. And we are at this particular stage. And I am more than happy to be with you today, because we need you. Otherwise, the Synod will fail. If we do not listen again, if we not get the feedback from the local churches on the resolutions or proposals presented by the First Assembly, then we cannot go ahead. Have you read allow me please to make some questions. Have you read the synthesis report? I get mixed answers. Please, we need to the synthesis report is purposely divided in 3 sections. There were conclusions that received full consensus. I mean, the assembly agreed upon those. Then there were open questions, and there were also proposals for next. And now, allow me to repeat, if we don't get your feedback, then something important will be missing. So please go through the synthesis report. As I said here, underlined yesterday, it is not the final document of the Synod. It is only an interim report, a transitory report, only to help us to put into effect this principle of circularity, which we really would like to be implemented in every diocese. No? When the local church has to come to take some decisions. It's good that decisions are not taken from up to down, but this circular method will help the people, the holy people of God, to take part, to participate in the life of the church. So the synthesis report was published. I think there are around 150 prepositions. Too many. And the arguments are very, very varied, no? Very wide. And we purposely did not limit the discussion of the Synodal Assembly, because, and the Holy Father told us, please listen to the churches being represented by bishops and non-bishops. But now we are coming to a final stage, the next October Assembly. And this is an opportunity that we cannot not attend to. The theme of this particular synod is very clear: for a synodal church. Participation, communion, mission underlined. So a synodal church for a mission. So we cannot lose this opportunity to reflect how we can really enhance a synodal church. And for this purpose, some weeks ago, yesterday I mentioned the Advent document. We sent out another document to the bishops, but in a covering letter, I told the bishops, this is not a document for you. This is being sent out to you because you have the responsibility to accompany your church. And you present here priests, religious, synodal equip. You are supposed to have received this. Have you received this document? Father Jason, can I ask you, after the meeting, I will give you a soft copy And please print out a copy and share it with you. No? Oh. No. By the way, it is online. But the General Secretary, is saying that the document was sent out. And in this document, we purposely focused the theme. Nothing that emerged from the discussions during the First Assembly will be discarded. Nothing. But not everything that was discussed during the First Assembly will be discussed again during the Second Assembly. We don't have time. We don't have time. And many bishops, after the First Assembly, noted that 4 weeks were too long. They say they don't want to stay away from the diocese for 4 weeks, but I'm not sure whether that was... No, but the program was too heavy. I understand that, and after 4 weeks, we were all very tired. No, so this time around, I think that we have not yet decided the dates. Hopefully, by mid-February, the Holy Father will confirm the date, and they will be communicated. So this time, we have to focus on the central theme of this synod. I repeat, we are not going to tackle every issue that was raised during the First Assembly. I'm not going to go through the list of these items. Please read the synthesis report, no? But obviously there are issues that relate with the theme, and those are going to be taken into consideration. Other themes, which are not so aligned with the central theme, with synodality, will be also presented to each individual office, dicastery at the Roman Curia, and we will continue to work on those. That's why nothing will be left out. But for the moment, it is important that we focus on synodality. In fact, this document, we put a question, one question. How can we be a synodal church in a mission? So this is a question I'm going to put for you today. How can we become a synodal church in a mission? The objectives of these new reflections is to identify the paths we can follow and the tools we need to adopt in our different contexts and circumstances in order to enhance the unique contribution of each baptized person, of each church, in one mission of proclaiming the gospel. This is not, therefore, a request that limits to a plan of technical or procedural improvements to make the church structures more efficient, but an invitation for reflection on concrete forms of the missionary commitment to which we are called, that express the dynamism between unity and diversity. Unity and diversity, proper to a synodal church. So, the guiding question, how can we be a synodal church for a mission, needs to be addressed on two levels. Always having as its reference the synthesis report. at the level of each local church? These are questions that we can also try to address this morning. At the level of each local church, how can we enhance the differentiated co-responsibility in the mission of all the members of the people of God? What ways of relating structures, processes of discernment and decision-making with regard to mission make it possible to recognize, shape, promote co-responsibility? What ministries, this is another question, what ministries and participatory bodies can be renewed and introduced to better express the co-responsibility? At the level of relations between churches, between grouping of churches at different levels, and with the Bishop of Rome. This is the second question. So the first question relates the local church. Now the second question is about the relations between churches, between grouping of churches, and with the Bishop of Rome. How can these relations be creatively articulated in order to find a dynamic balance between the dimension of the church as a whole and its local roots? These are the questions we are making to every church, and I would like to present to you this morning. I can stop here now. Otherwise, no, I will take your time. As I said here, yesterday, I am not here to teach. I am here to listen and to take back with me your richness, your experiences, because this is what really we need at the center, to be at the service of the local churches. Thank you.